actor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bytes podcast. This show is all about real-life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bytes. I'm Ben and this is Syya. So this week, we want to talk about who is your target audience. It's not everybody with a visa and a heartbeat. Seriously, it's not everybody with a visa and a heartbeat. There's 8 billion people in this world. I tell people, if 1/10,000th of 1% of those people phone me, I couldn't handle the business. That's 8,000 people. If 8,000 people phoned me all at once and said, Ben, I want to buy from you, I'd have to shut my doors.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the time. I don't have the capability. I don't have the ability. There's no way I could handle 8,000 new clients all at once. It's not possible. So the question is, who is our target audience? Who are the people that we need to be sniper focused on to be able to sit there and say, these are the people we can help. This is why we can help them. This is the value that we add. And these are actually people who can afford what we have to offer. And go after those people. Because if we just sit there and spray and pray, if we just sit there and say, look, I've got a 12-slice toaster, who's buying? All we're going to do is hear crickets. So Syya, let's gnaw on this.
Oh, let us, shall we? So I think I made a post about this about a month or so or 2 or 10 ago. And I thought it was really interesting because we're content creators. We create content on behalf of our clients as well as for ourselves, AKA Gnaw on This, right? And so as a creator, we have an audience that we're targeting for, the demographic that we feel, should hear our message, would be interested in our message because obviously we're trying to promote our services. I actually had someone reply back to me. They're like, well, I don't really have an audience. I am a corporate employee. I'm not trying to create content. I'm just me. And I thought it was interesting because they don't view their community as an audience. So maybe it's almost reframe that word. Who are you talking to? What is your audience is? Maybe it's like, who's your community?
Who are you trying to influence?
Who's your
tribe? Who's
your tribe of peeps, right? Because you can have, and I've said this bajillion times before, but I'll quote Guy Raz again. He was at a podcast conference and he said in a room keynote, about 1,500 people in the room. And he said, look, I could have 1 million Twitter followers, or I could have 1,500 people sitting in a room with me right now who understand my message and will do whatever it is that, my call to action is, and they will buy my services and actually generate revenue from it. Over 1 million followers, right? So I think that is something that we do need to, define a little bit, because if I were to say, who's my audience, it's, anybody that wants to hear us gnaw on random topics. That our topics are fun. Anyone can think about it. Everyone's welcome. But really, if you think about it, it's ultimately, okay, who are the people that we're talking to that would care? Like, would a, kindergarten teacher care to listen to this? Would a homemaker care to listen to this? Would a CEO, as my friend Mike likes to make fun of me, CEO Texas oil baron, care about this? You got to know who you're talking to. Again, like we say, in your community, in your tribe. That really matters. So you got, and by the way, that does require a lot of soul searching.
It requires an enormous amount of soul searching and humility. Like,
what?
Who can I truly help? And let's get back to that person that sits there and goes, I don't know who my audience is. I work for a company. I don't deal with the general public. No, but you have people within your team that you need to influence. Yes. Your boss's boss, different departments. cross departmental projects. There's all different sorts of people that you need to be in contact with in order to be able to drive your initiative. Those are your peeps. That's your tribe. Those are the people that you need to be able to say, we understand you. We understand what you need. We understand the value that you bring to us, and we're willing to listen and work with you. On an internal basis, that's what it's all about. And your social media platform is something that's completely different. That's your personal brand. And then you can decide where you want to be, how you want to present yourself, whatever. But inside your company, you're sitting going, these are the people that I need to befriend and I need to build relationships with, whether they like me and I like them is irregardless. But we need to be able to work together to be able to make these projects happen. Because if all of a sudden you need help from Mary and Mary hates you and is going to do everything within her power to, put a monkey wrench in everything you're doing, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out how to make Mary happy, or at least make her not angry.
Yeah.
So that's where that challenge is. And so understanding who these people are and what do they need from us in order for them to succeed, because when they succeed, they're more willing to help us succeed.
Yes. I love the fact that you really helped me like center that part is, your internal team, people that you work with is just as important. I mean, heck, it's what you talk about in, your brand marketing all the time, which is internal communication.
Yeah.
It's your branding for the team, for interdepartmental, collaboration. Can I just tell you, I had a song that's popping into my head and it's really
sure. Go for it. You always got a song in your head.
I do. And it's literally, I was going to sing it, but no, it doesn't sound right. But it's, oh, baby, you've got what I need.
Uh-huh.
And the words to the actual song is, and you say he's just a friend. But in my head, it was, oh, baby, you've got what I need. And you say it's just your brand. And you say it's just your brand. Oh, baby, you. Okay, so here's why I'm
then
laughing.
There's me who is going, you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Oh my God, you got the voice.
Hey, listen, I got the Toy Story voice. Yes.
Oh my God, you got it. What's his name? Gary Newman? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Or no? Is it?
No, Randy Newman.
Randy Newman. Oh, Gary Newman. Oh no, I love Gary Newman.
Gary Newman's very different, but it is Randy Newman.
Yes. He does. Anyone that wants to know Gary Newman, he is like total like on the new wave 80s scene. And look up the song Are Your Friends Electric? Great
there we
song.
go.
Anyway, we digress. But I do like that communication thing, because you know why? It's in your own business too. If you're an executive, if you're the leader, it's your team just as much as again, social media. And I guess again, we're creators. I was thinking outwardly. Damn it. You making me think bigly here, sir.
Sorry, I don't mean to make you think differently. That's that's never my intention to be able to drive the conversation in new and interesting ways. It's taking it down the perfect path, isn't it? No, wait a second. No, my job is to take things down the wrong path.
Right path, wrong path, the path.
Wrong exit, right path. There we go.
Whoa. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I think we're having one of those days, aren't we, today? I'm having a hard time focusing today. But it's okay. You know what? That's great, because sometimes I think you need to pivot a little bit. Sometimes your audience isn't always your audience either, right? Like sometimes it's in that mood. Like I was actually talking to a client the other day, and I said, I don't know much about your industry and their healthcare. I go, I don't know the habits of your audience that you're targeting. Are they folks that tend to be on the road? Like traveling nurses, for example, if that's your content? Or is it something where, it's folks in the ER where they're like, I just need a podcast so I can like zone out, like, because obviously those guys have really hard jobs, right? Or is it something where healthcare on the administrative side where like I need something to play in the background while I'm like doing mundane tasks or paperwork? So I just thought that was really fascinating, because you got to think of those different things that maybe they're all healthcare people, but really where, how, right?
Well, let's take a look at healthcare. I have done work. I mean, for 20 years, I did work on smoking cessation, alcohol awareness, and drug addiction programs on health authorities across Canada.
Okay.
So my
Wow.
clients were Health Canada, the provincial health authorities, tobacco advocates, all those type of things. And you take a look at one of the health authorities, they've got 100,000 employees.
Oof.
That's
Ooh.
100,000 employees with various needs, different wants, different desires, different focuses, different mandates. And how do you develop programs that are going to speak to all of them? You can't. So what you need to sit there and say, who are these within these 100,000 people? Who are the 15,000 people that we need to get on board with this program? Okay, they're within this program, this program, this program, this program, and this program. Do we send out one piece of information that's going to get to everybody? No, because they all are looking at it differently. Just like, which podcast do we do? Is it a heart? Are we listening to punk rock music? Or are we listening to classical? And so we need to be able to sit there and say, okay, here's our audience. Here are the people, and how do we talk to these specific people about what we want them to listen to in a voice and a language and in a way that resonates with them? And that's what we need to think about when we're thinking about our audience, when we're thinking about the fact that not everybody with a heartbeat and a Visa card is our client. We need to sit there and say, who truly, absolutely is our client, and who are the people that are superfluous? I'm not saying that we need to ignore these people, but we need to sit there and say, who are the people we critically need to get on board? Who are the people we critically need to understand what our message is? Okay, focus on those people first.
Yes.
And then we can start dealing with the outskirts and the outliers. But if you sit there and just say, oh my God, we have this outlier of 50 people over here and these 20 people over here, we can't offend those people. We're never going to create anything that's going to speak to the 5,000 and 10,000 people that truly need to know about this. And, we can't sit there and worry about the outliers when those are the people that have, 1/10,000th of 1% chance of actually becoming a customer of ours.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Yes. Preaching. Go. We gotta stop agreeing with each other all the time, Dan. I'm just getting over it. I'm over it.
You know what? We need to find something where I say, I hate women. Okay, now let's go.
Well, look,
it's like,
Ben, not gonna lie to you, there are days when I'm like,
no, we're just not going there.
I'm just going with all humans, period. Like, I'm done.
Okay, but I agree with you at that point.
Damn it. Okay, so I do think the audience, whomever you're speaking to, what value are you providing them? Are you making an emotional connection with them that it's relevant and they care? It is okay to niche, whatever you want to call it. It is again, wouldn't it be better to be talking to the people that actually is going to follow suit and give you your financial goal? If that's your goal, if it's downloading white papers, that's your goal, whatever it might be. Okay. If they want to collect all the underwater basket weaving baskets you've ever made, yeah, that's the people you want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? So anyone that's looking at creating content, who you're talking to, even content on LinkedIn, who are you really talking to? Right? Think about that too, because I see so much wonderful content going up on LinkedIn. I see a lot of folks building up amazing followings and whatnot. But could I tell you what their brand was, what they actually do for a living, other than sharing a lot of great videos and they're getting thousands of downloads and looks and all that? That's great, but what?
Is it putting money in your back pocket?
Is it feeding?
Is it feeding you? Is it furthering your objectives?
Yes.
And if it's not, why are you doing it?
Then it's vanity.
It's vanity.
Yeah.
So let's leave that vanity as the last truck stop on this on this road. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Ben.
I'm Syya.
Let's gnaw on this.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bytes. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Gnaw on This, Business Bytes.